You are welcome to the Premier Top 4 Podcast, the podcast where we analyze the Chelsea, United, Arsenal, and Liverpool matches. Tonight we have the special one. If you're an African watching this, you know that this is the African Air Clasico. But unfortunately, it is the most drawn match in the history of Premier League. It is always a draw. It looks as if they know the African bit of it because they don't know that even though to the English it is just a normal match, but to the Africans it's more than a derby for us. So like everyone in Africa watches that match and all that. So, but unfortunately, it didn't deliver as we expected. But we are going to delve into it. We are going to see what happened, what Enzo Maresca came up with, what Ruud van Nistelrooy came up with, and then we are going to see how it ended in a draw. So don't go away. Let's see what is going to happen. So as usual, we introduce our guest and then we just move right into it. Today I have two pundits, one for Manchester United and the other for Chelsea. So the Manchester United fan, what's your name?
My name is Michael. Welcome to the Premier 4 podcast. I represent Manchester United, the biggest club in England. Thank you.
And also the man in the Chelsea jersey.
Yeah, my name is Owusu. I represent Chelsea. Today, no long talks.
And my name is Chris. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'll be fair because the match was even fair. It was draw. So look at before I even move into it, before the match, something happened. These days, the rivalry in football, I don't see it. It's so sad. Like, how can we Africa's El Clasico and then the two coaches are having a laugh, smiling at each other, hugging, and having a long conversation, and the match ends in a draw. Owusu, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Jim Beglin was also talking about it, whether after that long chat they decided they had to go for a draw or not. But it is what it is. They were former players at Malaga. I think they played a season or two together before they all parted ways. One left the team and that was it. So it's just like you and me from O'Reilly days, and we end up being on like different teams and we meet somewhere, bro. Aside the job that we are about to do, there's friendship already. So it is what it is. The actual fight was supposed to be on the pitch where the players would have shown that this is what they represent. But well, that was what we had. So we just have to take it like that. Maybe going forward, it's going to be more intense with Ruben Amorim taking charge of Manchester United. I think next year we're going to see more of a fierce battle because that would be we'll be edging towards the end of the season, so everybody will be running and rushing for points to stay top.
Okay, so as you mentioned, the philosopher, it was a sad day for us. The philosopher in our league was sacked. Before we talk about the match, he needs a 1 minute dedication. Someone who gave us
No way. No
all the
way.
quotes, he gave us
No
everything.
way.
The joy he
Chelsea
brought to
fans,
the
no way.
fans. My goodness, he won two trophies. You know, this
Two
guy,
trophies in
yes,
2.5 years.
yes, he
It's
he
not
was
bad.
everything.
Chris,
And
Ten Hag
yeah,
should Ghana Football Federation should employ Ten Hag as their coach because
oh, of course,
clearly,
of course,
clearly is a tournament coach and not for the
yeah.
league. Should probably go and coach in one of the Euros or in the World Cup. Probably we have his luck, but the league is not for him, and we really need to do well in the league.
No problem. Once Black Stars will wear red, we will employ him. He loves the red jersey. Okay, guys. So let's move right into the lineup. Michael, what's the lineup that Ruud van Nistelrooy, his first Premier League lineup? What was the lineup? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So you are mute. You are mute.
Nothing too special because the same players, but he has gone with Onana in goal and Delete and Lisandro Martinez pairing at the back with Dalot back to his normal right position and Mazzarari at the left hand side. And we've gone with protecting the defense with Casemiro and Ugarte, just as we did against Leicester City, and we've gone for the throw of Garnacho Fernandes and Rashford just behind the attack, and Rasmod at the top line. So a 4-2-3-1 formation there by Ruud van Nistelrooy.
So quickly, also, what was the lineup by Enzo Maresca?
Well, it was the same 4-2-3-1 with Caicedo and Lavia being the central pivot with the shape of Madueke, Palmer, and Neto at the back with Jackson playing up front. Then we had Obofo, Reverend Obofo Sanchez in the goal post. And the same back four he used in the previous game. Gusto, Reese, Fofana, and Cowell. But this time around, we thought they were going to switch because when the lineup came, it was Reese on the other side and Gusto over here. But when the game started, it's like they switched for whatever reason I don't know, and it really caused us. So yeah, that was what we settled for 4-2-3-1 as always.
Okay, so looking into it, so I think the beginning of the match, I think for United, the notable change was Ugarte pairing up with Casemiro in the midfield, and the guy was sweating. Ugarte was sweating. He was all over the place. I think the referee was a little lenient on him for not getting a red
Yeah,
card
yeah,
because
yeah.
his fouls was everywhere, panting and all that. Michael, this is his second start of the season. How do you see Ugarte in the United shirt?
Yeah, so with that one, for a player that Eric Ten Hag signed and was putting on the bench for whatever reason we were not sure about, I think he will need more match fitness. We all know he's a good player, and so what has happened is he's trying to chase up with the game, blend with the team. But personally, I would say he has had a good outcome. He has had a good performance in both of his starts, and I think there's a lot more for us to see. But typically, if we discuss more into the game, we'll see that he was a bit exposed, which we're always talking about the same problem that Kobe Mainoo always faces in the midfield because the gap is usually too much. But for Ugarte, I would say good start. Maybe when he plays more games and understands the pace of the Premier League, which is not like in France, then he will catch up.
Okay, so the United fans, because they were able to leap from 14 to 12, they are so happy that they don't want to talk against Ugarte. No problem. Let's move on. So with this particular draw, Chelsea are now fourth in the league behind Nottingham Forest. That's the weird part. Owusu, did you envisage Nottingham Forest ever being third in the league after 10 games?
No, no, not really. But you know, Nottingham Forest in the past two, I think since ever since they got into the Premier League, they are the team that has signed more players than Chelsea. I think, although they are not really spending too much as compared to Chelsea. If you look at the pedigree they are right now and the amount of money they've spent signing certain players, you would only think, what is this project or what is all this buying for? But this season they've proven us they stayed in the Premier League, fought their way up, and now after 10 games they are in third position. So it's surprising but not surprising because if somebody invests somewhere, we expect that person to yield a result, right? But looking at the big guns, looking at how Chelsea has spent, Man United has spent, all the other teams are spending, and these guys are just walking through them like that. They should catch the eye because the Premier League is no joke, though. We are not yet over, but every time, every match, they keep showing us why they are up there. They played a good game against Chelsea, got a win at Anfield. So no one should overlook them. If you try and play them and say these are just middle table team, you might be surprised, just like Bournemouth surprised Manchester City yesterday.
Okay, so moving into the match, I think in the first half it was a little still. The
Correct.
only notable thing that was happening was the two teams hit the crossbar, and one thing that, in my opinion, showed was that these two teams are still a work in progress. And the history behind this team, this match, where it is either Chelsea draws there or lose, and there was no way Chelsea was winning. It's like, and then the new manager bounce and everything. It's like every player was up there ready to fight for their badge, but it was actually affecting the flow of play. Michael, from a tactical point of view, what happened in the first half? Just the first half.
Yeah, so like I was saying, from a neutral point of view as a coach, so if we do a joke, we don't know what they discussed at the sideline, but coming with the same formation, um, I would say Chelsea had superiority in the midfield, but the defense of Manchester United were able to hold the fort for the flow of attack from the center of the pitch. But at some point, it looks like Chelsea was trying to play to Manchester's strength, which with current form, it shouldn't be that way because before now, Chelsea has had like a pattern trying to play through the wings, play the true balls for Jackson and Kopama. And I think also the position of Kopama today on the pitch had a slight impact on the game. So in the first half, it looked like Chelsea was trying out something on Manchester United, and Manchester United was just like a table tennis, just receiving and trying to prevent any harm that would come to them. So basically, that's what I saw the first half as.
Okay, so how did you see the first half? Two teams, they all hit the crossbar.
Yeah. So from a tactical point of view, as we always do it, in our last game against Newcastle, we saw Cole Palmer moving all the way from the right to the left. You get it, and it played a vital role in winning us that match because that's where he got the goal, the winning goal from. Now in this game too, it was the same thing. Now what was different was that Gusto was deployed as the second number 10, who was supposed to be feeding on the loose balls, but some way somehow he was clearly misplacing passes and the crosses weren't going through. You get it? Because Nicholas Jackson was always crowded by the two central defenders, and then Ugarte and Casemiro behind him. So he was always in the middle. So he was kind of caught up. And Palmer was not also left free because he was also in that space, very tighten up over there. And then the only player who was sort of free was Gusto, who was running in behind the midfield. And anytime he got the ball, it was either he made a late decision or a bad decision, and that was why he was taken off in the first half. Sorry, at the break for Cucurella to take over. So basically, that's what happened from a tactical point of view. Manchester United did well by soaking that pressure because those crosses that were blocked by Mazraoui and Dalo on both flanks were very helpful. If they had gone in, like you saw how my Caicedo goal came about, definitely somebody would have pounced on a loose ball and then would have shot him. So that's my take on that.
And also, in my opinion, it looks like Maresca is still finding the balance between attack and the defense. Because he has a style of play where he wants in attack five players in attack, five players in defense. So five players in attack where he has two number 10s, two wingers, and then a striker. And in a situation where with his former team, it was easy for him because the right back inverted, and then the DM at the time, what is the name? Is the Nigerian? If Michael can remind me of the DM of Leicester City.
Indeed.
Indeed,
Yeah.
Indeed, for some way, somehow, was able to find a scoring boot and creative ability. So therefore, he made sure that in attack, Indeed joined the attack as a second number 10 on the right hand side, and then it helped the team. So and Indeed is a DM and he's strong. He's able to run, go up and down, and it was easy for him to come back and help the defense because I think he just struck gold in that situation. In our situation here, he tried to do that with Enzo Fernandez, where in attack he joins as number 10 and in defense comes back as a number 8. And he was always like panting in the match. And okay, he decided that okay, in my opinion, oh, let me just look at the player in our team that has the most ability to bomb up and down the field without getting stressed. Oh, okay, that was Gusto, and he decided to let Gusto do that. But Gusto doing those underlapping runs, when he's in that number 10 position, his mindset is an overlapping DM right back. So all he knows is cross. So if in a situation where he has to maybe give a killer pass or maybe strike the ball, he gets confused and he's misplacing all the pass. So people might blame the player, but I don't think it's his fault. It is a coach that is telling him to do something, putting a shift for the team. That is not really his skill set. If you look at some of the pundits were saying it that it is not his fault that he's being played out of position and he's struggling for it. And he's actually doing a shift for the team. And that is why he had the yellow card because he was trying to run back from number 10 position to right back. And I don't think it's an easy role for anyone. Coach, you are a neutral person. How do you see that? A coach telling a player to play right back in 10 in one match.
Yeah, but it's about sometimes we overestimate skill set because if he concentrated on the role on the right back, going through the flanks and back, we understand. But with modern football, the inverted wing backs rule that they try to play to make the midfield and the attack solid is what they've been playing. And like you said, if his natural abilities is just to go through the flanks and cross, then it will certainly impact on his game. When you say something like that, I'll go back to like Manchester United's game in Europe, where Mazzarri was playing in eight alongside the midfielder, and I'm like, no matter how you've done that in training, if that is not his skill set, then the performance will be impacted even within the team because of the movement of the ball. So with Gusto, he tried to play to the instructions, but the instruction was beyond his ability, so he had to go off for somebody that understand that approach with Cucurella, which is what they play basically in Spain. The inverted come into the midfield, join the attack and the midfield, and make it maybe 5 or 6 in attack. So that's what happened.
Okay, so I think as Chelsea fans, what we know we are missing is a certain Santos. Because I think other fans don't know him because he's not the world star that everyone knows. A Santos that is comfortable going in the attack, playing so well, and then comfortably coming back because he has the most duels in League One. Most duels won in League One as a midfielder, and he has about 5 goals already this season. So he's more or less like the perfect person for that role. Also, what do you think?
Yeah, before we started, I was telling you about it that if Enzo does not really up his game, he's going to end up on the bench. And there are a lot of new guys coming over. We have Kendrick Paez, we have Estavio, and Andres Santos. Andres Santos will just slide in easily, just like Ndidi did for Maresca at Leicester City, right? So if you have this lad who is doing well in League One, and he just breaks into it, he's just going to create problems for um, Enzo. Once he finds his feet and becomes very comfortable, gets relatable with the play, and then everything starts to flow for him, it's going to be very difficult to drop him unless suspension or injury. So Enzo Fernandez should really, really work hard. He had our golden opportunity to just seal off the game, and he just ballooned the ball elsewhere. That is not what supposed number 10 is supposed to do. Somebody who can score a very beautiful goal in a World Cup and get all the applause. In this match, a very crucial time like this, you decided to waste the ball. So yeah, Andre Santos, they should really be careful about that guy. Once he gets the call up and comes back into the Premier League preseason, if he performs, I think people will start seeing certain players on the bench.
Okay, so let's go back to our featured match. So the first goal came by because our keeper, whom every single Chelsea fan keeps saying that he is not the guy. But for some reason, our coach keeps saying that he is my number one. Just because of nepotism. Why am I saying nepotism? Our goalkeeping coach is called Hilario, and then this guy was the goalkeeping coach for Brighton, and he was the one who made Sanchez the number one. And when he came to Chelsea, he recommended that we go for Sanchez, and he has insisted that he wants Sanchez as number one. And now this guy keeps costing us because which means we could have actually won this match. And also, let's rant before he comes in because he likes the goal. I don't want him to come in now. Why did he touch him? That's the question. Why he
It's,
didn't have to touch him?
you know, during our match against Liverpool, there was a comment from one of our pages that Sanchez should have reacted quickly to what's the guy's name? Oh, the guy that scored Jones, because his first touch wasn't great. So once you realize that the first touch wasn't great, you just rush at him and you just play a misplaced ball, right? Or you could even actually touch the ball. I defended him on that one. That see, it was very far out because even though the first touch was not great, if he had rushed and in that same match he had committed an error that the VAR had checked and was like the decision was overturned or it wasn't a penalty. So if you ask such in that same match, if you ask that such same person to attack in that situation, you are just causing like another mayhem, right? But for some reason, I don't know I'm just trying to find the right vocab because when you are in the game playing, you know that these are certain areas we can do, these are certain areas we cannot do this. The person got the ball, pushed the ball right away from the goal. So once you made up your mind to dive, the ball had already gone. Just stay put, guard the ball, just turn and guard the ball, guard your first post, and let defenders do their work. This guy decided to dive, and even when the ball had gone away from the pool, he still dived. It's it's so frustrating and confusing. I was like, why did he touch him? For a moment, I thought he got the ball, but the replay came. I was like, no, this is it for us. If we lose this game, it's on this goalkeeper. But well, sometimes I feel Maresca has a grace period, right? And he's also extending it to him for him to prove. If you don't do this and getting up to the end of the season where the matches like are piling up and match fitness is catching up on us, and Jorgensen comes in and performs very well in one or two games and takes over your spot, then I feel he's giving him chance because in the last game where um, the journalists were asking him why is he playing such dangerous balls in such dangerous positions, and he was like, I asked him to play. Once he stopped doing that, he sees the bench. So you should know that it's the coach's decision. So until it cost him duly, maybe he's never going to change him. So we all look forward to what is going to happen in the next games if really he will lose a spot or not.
Okay, Michael,
He's
how do
not
you
going to
see
lose his spot. Don't worry.
Bruno Fernandes is back on the score sheet? So how did you see Bruno Fernandes's performance?
Well, it's like generally, I think he's trying to catch up with the pace of the demand of the new coach. Even during the cup game, the energy that these players put in. So I think Bruno was just being Bruno today. The penalty too, because he was a very demanding one. He did not go for his Panelka and his hip jump. He just went straight for the target. And also considering that the same keeper you are complaining about stopped his penalty last season. So, I'm sure like he also tried to prevent the antics when Raya stood in front of him for close to more than a minute there, trying to put him under a lot of pressure. So, but Bruno had like a fair game today. I would say it's not like he's on his best these days, but being on the score sheet will just probably increase his confidence for the next game, and which every player wants to do to always score goals.
Okay, so let's delve right into the equalizer, the super goal by the super player who had his birthday recently, some few days ago. The super goal by Super Caicedo. This guy, he was actually the man of the match. He has proven again that now he is the certified best number 8 in the league now. Certified. He's not a DM. People keep forgetting that he is not a DM. He doesn't
No
play as
doubt about
DM.
it. No doubt about
He's
it.
the
No
proper
doubt about
number
it.
8 now in the league. So also, how do you see Caicedo's performance in general?
You know, one thing is certain. When we bought N'Golo Kante at the age of 25, I think, and he put on great shows. I think his first goal came against Manchester United, right? Yeah. And don't forget, Caicedo's first goal also came against Manchester United. And it was the same and exact spot where he shot to go. Today, he did the same thing in the Chelsea shirt. The first time was at Brighton when they won, I think, 4-0. So when you see how he plays, you only have to think about N'Golo Kante because he's the recent player we've had in that position who can do almost everything he's doing now. Now you look at one thing and you are so marveled because he's like so young that we can have the best of him if he's well managed for like the next decade. You get it? If injuries are not really coming in, then for like 7 straight seasons, we have this guy for ourselves and putting up such performances, going back and forth. In the last minute, don't forget, he cleared a very crucial ball. But for that, Zegzi would have been on a score sheet. So somebody running at goal and coming back to defend, managing the game so well for just under the age of 23 years, my brother, it's something really to really feel proud about. And he has outclassed the Manchester United midfield. And I'm so glad that even with the experienced Casemiro, he has shown that what the old man did, he can also do in a better style. I was very happy Casemiro didn't score today because he has been that player who will not play anything, but in the end, he will just get one headed ball into the net. So I was very happy he was kept out today. Looking at how Caicedo outclassed both him and Ugarte, I'll say that I'm very elated. Very,
Okay,
very elated.
Michael,
I don't
from
know
an
what he means by outclassed. So because he scored that goal, what was Caicedo's general performance? Like you say, outclassed Casemiro.
we are talking about the man of the match,
So
Michael.
because
The
the
man
thing
of the
is,
match.
well, what makes a man of the match? He scored the equalizer, kept the tempo of the game
It's
going
not the
with the
goal. He had the most duels in the
It's
match.
it's
He
it's
won the
not just
most
about the
titles.
goal. I'm
What else do
trying
you
to
want
get
to
his
want him
stats.
to
If I
do?
get his stats,
A
I'll just
lot
put it
of
here.
times,
It's not just the goal.
we know that those goals
Give
in
him the
crucial
stats.
moments create
Take
man
the
of the
goal
match.
out. We should take the
Even
goal out
if
and give him the
player
stats.
Yeah,
does not,
see,
it's just like
Caicedo's
Owusu said. If Casemiro had scored the goal, maybe the winning goal, they will say he's the man of the match. But we'll be wondering what the player had played. So that's
It's okay, Michael. Now you are talking as a fan.
no,
Relax. Let him
I'm
give you
being
the
so
stats.
critical.
see,
I mean, he's a good
these are
player.
the stats.
He's a
These are
good
the
player,
stats.
yeah. But man of the match performance has come that he has topped his general average performance with a clinical and a very classy goal. And if most of you play
This
fantasy
performance was
football,
not
you know that this
average.
goal
I
alone
won't
is going to
allow it. As the
increase his
host,
points in
not even
fantasy
a Chelsea
football.
fan, this is
These are
not
the
even a
things.
Chelsea. As a host of this podcast,
No,
Michael, as the host of this podcast, I won't allow you to make this performance average. Look, give him the start, and then he
yeah,
will
yeah.
talk.
So
Let's see.
just hold on, let me give you the stat. So out of 90 minutes, it's 86 pass accuracy, 60 touches in total, 3 tackles attempted, and he won all those tackles. 3 ball recoveries, 3 attempted take-ons, and he got 2 successful take-ons right. Then he won 3 fouls, 2 clearances, and those were like good clearances too. 1 chance created and 1 goal. So he was like all over the pitch. You get me? This is a man of the match performance. Attacking wise, he got it. Defensively, he got it. And passing wise, he was also doing a game. And mind you, Madueke only attempted, I think, 3 take-ons. Looking at the number of touches he had and being an attacker. With Chelsea, I think within 20 minutes, we've had about 5 attempts already. Although some were not on target. Within the first 20 minutes, Chelsea had 5 attempts already. So if a player who is supposed to be a DM is giving you these stats and winning the game on top. My brother, you cannot tell me this is an average performance. If Caicedo had done whatever he had to do, and even with a goal, I'm very sure that still Moises Caicedo would have gotten it. So for Casemiro, you can just leave him at the back for the moment. It's Caicedo's day. He had a great game everywhere, and that match we drew was supposed to be a win.
Okay. So let's go
Based on
first. And do you know that
statistics, man of
just
the
to pick
match
something
performance.
out,
Based on statistics, man of the match performance. Can you compare his statistics with Mazawari head to head on statistics?
What what was
No,
his in
on
the game?
statistics.
If you
No,
bring out
you
a
have
bring your
you have
stats.
the
Just
figures.
for stats.
Compare. I'm just
No,
telling
no,
you,
no,
he
no, no.
has a
So
spirit
don't give me
goal
your stats. Bring your stats. You come to port.
that gave him the edge doesn't mean that he had like a super performance. That goal was a classic goal,
Okay.
technical
Okay.
wise,
So you have come to port.
accuracy,
I'm the
and
guest.
yet,
Give me your
apart from the
evidence.
goal,
Give me your evidence.
general performance, he was average. Take it from me.
It's okay. It's okay. He will never accept that. I understand. He's
That's
a United
hatred,
fan.
man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So so now most of the chances, the glorious opportunities fell to Garnacho, and this time around he failed to perform. It looks like for some reason in this system he keeps getting the best chances, but unfortunately he didn't deliver. Michael, how did you see his performance, Garnacho?
Um, One of this is the biggest problem of Manchester United. Even when Ten Hag was there, I think right now we have like the lowest scoring goal scored in out of 10 matches, and the number of goals is very appalling. And because we are not converting our chances, we are not ruthless in front of goal. And Ganacho for one has had like the highest chances on goal. So it also just shows that you know and in football, these are the things that separate the smaller teams from the bigger teams. I always say that the quality up front has to be smashing so that you convert your opportunities. Because the smaller teams are getting 2, 3 chances and converting them, and you are getting 8, 9, and you can't even convert two. So he- you know, Garnacho won, but across the front line, they need to sharpen their goal scoring prowess in front of goal. So Garnacho just had one of those days where he did not have his boots to put these balls behind the net, and even the few he had, Raya was up to the task. The same Raya was up to the task. So it's just football. Owusu said something about the chances that Enzo had that he put over the crossbar. Rashford, the one that hits the crossbar on the first half in the first half, should be buried. Should be buried. Free chance, you and the goalkeeper and the post, and you're hitting the crossbar from that range. This,
No, it was a volley. It's very
yeah,
difficult. Those balls are not easy. It was a
yeah, I
volley.
understand. That is why
So for
that's
that
why I told
one,
you that is the reason why Caicedo's rating has gone up, because the goal was a very technical and classy goal. Beyond that, which I will not take away from him, but beyond that, so the problem now is Garnacho is not converting. And for every time your players don't take opportunities, you get hurt. These are the challenges.
Okay. So guys, I think the analysis we are done, but I'm trying to look for the winner for our predict and win that we did on Twitter. So if you are not following us on Twitter, our handle is at Premier Top 4 at Premier Top 4 on Twitter. And then I'm looking through to see
I
the
should have
predictions.
won. I
Most
went
people were very
2-2.
wild.
Just -1.
and can you talk about the the Palmer incident with Lisandro Martinez?
Oh, okay. I don't think we can.
Okay, go ahead and discuss whilst
It
that. You
was
guys
it
can
was
have to
it
discuss
was
it. Discuss it
For
as
me,
I
it
expect
was it
from you.
was surprising whether it should have been a red card or not, because I want to understand the law. Is it the attempt or the impact of the attempt? Because if you deem this as threatening enough with a single touch, it shouldn't be just a yellow card. If you are giving out a yellow, it means the attempt missed. But this time he didn't miss, but he just missed by the intensity of the touch. And VAR reviewed this and said there was nothing
Owusu,
too
Owusu,
cynical
I
about
know
it.
you very well that you usually review the laws of the game. So my question to you is, in terms of the laws of the game, would you consider that tackle malicious, intent to
Very, because
disseminate the player?
eh,
No,
listen,
I'm listening.
the intent is more important, because this is not like a ball he seemed to have really got a foothold on. He had clearly missed the ball. His left foot was dragging him away from the ball, and then he stretched out his right. It's like a woman about to deliver. And in football, when you do that, it means you are being
In
mischievous. You
football,
just
what is
want
in
to get a
football?
star
I
boy.
like the description you gave.
You
You see
you
this
you
description
cut
you
him
gave?
in the knee and also on the ankle.
Also, did you see this description
If
you
it
gave?
had not been
When
the
you
left
are
leg
diving,
of Lisandro that had dragged him away from
when
the
you are
ball,
diving,
we would have
what is
lost
your
Palmer
body
in this game,
position? Do you have your
and
both
maybe for
foot
the
on
rest
the
of the
floor
season.
when you are diving? Lisandro was going for the tackle, which he missed, and was attempting to catch the player, to hold the player, and he had a high foot,
A ball that
which
has
hit
already been
his
gone
leg.
over you, you are attempting to
In football, you can never know intent. Okay, so let's give about intent. When your goalkeeper was going to
yes,
save a ball, that is his intention, and accidentally foul a
yes,
player, that is foul. But his
good.
intention was
So
not to bring down
that's a
the player.
foul.
That is what you call intent. Is
Yes,
when you go
that
deliberate
is why
to kill somebody.
that is why at the end of
Thank
the
you
at the end
guys.
of the
Thank you
season,
guys. It's okay.
that's why
It's
at the
okay.
end of
We have a winner,
at
please.
the end of the season,
Please, I want you to
people are
clap, clap,
awarded.
clap, clap, clap. It's okay. It's okay. Clap for this person for me. The winner was a lady, actually. Guys, I am even shocked. Owusu, I've sent it to
Really,
you on Twitter. I want you guys to also check on Twitter for me so that I'm sure that she's the one that had the, because it is 8 hours ago. Then that's the only prediction that I'm seeing that is
oh yeah,
1-1. That is 8 hours
glucose
ago.
and cheese. Yeah,
So please
wow.
check the others for me. I don't want to be biased. And she liked the post, she retweeted as well. So please look through before I
Is she
mention her
following the
name.
page?
Oh,
So you guys,
there's one guy.
every big match we will
There's
do
one
that.
guy too.
Uh-huh.
Babs Mitra.
And is it
1-1.
1-1 and how many hours
That
ago?
was 3 hours ago.
So no, he's out. So this
He's
one
out.
was
Okay.
8 hours
Okay,
ago. I've
Bad
actually sent
Mishra
it to
3 hours
Osu.
ago. Olins
Yeah,
9 hours
check for
Yeah,
me.
8
ago.
hours ago.
Yeah. And now hours was it 1-1?
Yeah, 1-1.
9 hours was 1-1.
Olins
Olins.
1-1.
Who is that? I've not seen that one, guys. Please send it to
Olins,
me. I
I'm
can't see.
seeing
Olins
it here.
one yes.
I will just
Sometimes you
And
see the
he
algorithm.
even
Sometimes
said
it
he's the
doesn't give
first
you.
to predict.
okay. He wrote it on that.
He
He said,
was
"I'm
not
the
good.
first to predict and
Yeah.
subscribe and try and like."
Yeah. I think he's the
Yeah,
winner.
Where is it? Where
you
is
Olins.
it?
just look at
I
your
can
I sent
funny
you
enough.
mentions.
your personal
Look at
one.
the mentions. You will see him there because he mentioned you 47 minutes ago.
Babs came back to say
He has
no.
audited himself.
Olins, I've seen Olins, yeah.
You've seen Olins,
Yes,
eh?
I've seen Olins. And oh, nine
Yeah.
hours ago. Okay. Let me
Yeah,
see if
9 hours ago. So he's the winner.
he's following us. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry for the lady. I actually thought she was the one. Uh, okay, so at is it at Ubi Trees or what? At Ubi Trace or something. I don't know where he's from Abuja, Nigeria. So he has
Oh
won
yeah.
a whooping. I always laugh at them small. A whooping 21,000 naira.
Naira. Oh, nice.
He has done well. He has
Whoa, Ubi
done
Trace.
well. Please
His name is
retweet and
That's
congratulate
big
him.
money.
I will retweet and
Yeah,
congratulate him now.
Congrats, Olins.
so you congratulate him. He is the winner. And then we are
Yeah.
he should DM us. He should DM us. I'm following him back so he can DM me. Should DM us and we
Yeah.
are going to send him the money via Lemphy. So he should not worry at all. He should just send
Of
us
course.
his bank account and everything, and we are going to sort 21,000 naira. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, bro. A lot of money.
Okay, so these are the perks of following us on social. So if you are only on YouTube, just follow us on the social media as well. And we are on all the platforms. We are at Premier Top 4. So just follow us there, and then you can have these giveaways and all that. So thanks to everyone that joined us tonight. It was a draw, but it was at least a fun draw. It was always expected anyway. I don't know why people are saying 5-3 and all that. This game had a draw written all over it. So thanks to everyone, and then see you the same time next week. Bye bye.
Bye.